Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah. Pearls of Wisdom in Food with Keto under 20. They always aim for more, more less than the 20. And Monday through Friday, I pretty much do it. My carbs I keep low because I have an older metabolism. I think it works. I've added more protein. I still don't, I only hit the mark of like 70 grams of protein, maybe once or twice a week. And before it was like 35 to 40. So when I said I added more protein, it's not, I've doubled it, but still I'm only at like 70 grams. And it just works for me. And I keep my carbs wicked low, nice and low during the week. I have 50 grams of baby butter lettuce when I can find it. And maybe a dollop of cottage cheese or something like that on it. And that's where the carbs come from. Other than that, it's a zero carb food plan. So I've really shaved a lot of the veggies down and it just works for me. So my topic today is, are you consistent? Do you believe in the virtue of being consistent with your food plan? Do you? I know that that's probably partly why you tune into me, if you do, with your morning cup of coffee, is because you pretty much expect the same old cup of coffee's worth pearls of wisdom. And even though it seems like, didn't you just say something like this a week and a half ago? Yeah, I probably did. But this is for the built-in forgetters, where we sometimes get swayed, and there's real powerful persuasions out there. And we have to be careful. Sometimes we're weak, and it can build, and if you've ever been consistent and then just stopped, be it like sometimes the exercise, sometimes like going to the gym, and then suddenly one day you're not going, and it's like, how did that ever happen? And it's funny, but it's true, isn't it? And so sometimes it's the same for your food plan, like be it keto, be it carnivore, be it Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, what's that that protein one, Ideal Protein, whatever it is, and we go along and we get a case of the efforts, really. And it's like, I'm sick and tired of following this and being a slave to what other people tell me. Which is, funny, because that's the value of keto for me, is I get to make all my higher management decisions, like what I'm having. Is it baby butter lettuce? Am I having the cottage cheese? Is it a pork chop that I saute in coconut oil? Is it a porterhouse steak? Is it swordfish? These are just some of the things I'm having this week, which is why I'm thinking of them. And so, I get to make the decisions of what I'm going to have and when I'm going to have it. Whereas with some food programs, you don't get that choice. And if it's one of those where you order the food and then it comes in a box and it's $350 for all this processed CRAP, you might have put in all the things that you were feeling good about when you put in the order 10 days ago. And then it comes in and you realize, oh, God, I hate that little package of processed, over-processed, uber-processed foods. And I'm not doing it anymore. I'm going to this baby shower and I'm going to have what they have there. And, I'll try to stick to things like, deviled eggs and, roll-ups with cheese and things like that. But I'm so tired of this awful food plan that I'm on. I just, blah. That's one of the non-scale victories with keto, is you get to make your own executive decisions. And it's really a gift. It really is. I mean, think about that, And I know that we don't give ourselves credit for giving up sugars and grains just to get the entry into the keto family, but we have. And then we want to go further and just do a little bit better, just do a little bit better. But when you get a case of the efforts, I can't help that. And there's not too many people that can help it. I see it all the time in my 12-step meeting. They're sick and tired of that, dogged. Are you going to the meetings? Did you get a sponsor? Did you do this? Well, it's the same thing here. Are you tracking? Are you weighing? Are you measuring? And somebody might just get sick of it, just sick of it. And so when I talk here, it's not telling you you have to track, weigh, measure, sign up for my keto coaching, any of those sort of things. Those are just little suggestions that helped me as I was getting stronger, and the consistency, the steady Eddie part of my food program without one food mentioned. It's just, am I showing up and willing to do some of the things here that is asked of me, and not cheat, take a twirl of somebody's pasta on their plate when you're out at a restaurant and it comes and it looks so good and it's like, okay, I won't do anything else, but not even thinking about what it could be doing to the brain, much less, you lost your consistency. You cheated. You really did. You slipped and fell, but you could be changing the brain chemistry when you cheat with something that could be a grain or a sugar or something like that. And you just don't want that to happen, do you? No. And so this is, I call this a really grown-up program, because by the time you get here, this isn't your first rodeo, is it? No. You have been in so many other programs where the enthusiasm at the beginning is always so high. I'm going to do it this time. I'm sick and tired of doing it how I was doing it, and this is the place that I'm going to do it. I'm just going to buckle down. I'm going to do a pantry purge. I'm going to do a freezer purge. I'm going to do a fridge purge. And then the people that you live with bring back in their standard American diet, and it's staring you right in the face. Or you're invited out to eat, or you're invited over to somebody's house for dinner, and you just didn't want to say, what are you having? So you can plan, right? And anybody that's cooking for other people is probably not cooking a keto food plan. I don't know. I'm just saying. And so you don't want to feel like a failure and a loser, and now I've blown it with this one too. So how do you do that? For me, it comes from planning my food definitely the night before, or the day before, or the week before. It is in my chronometer tracker. It's done. I have decided what I'm having. I have decided, how many ounces of, like, today it's steak, tomorrow it's swordfish, Tuesday it's steak tips, Wednesday I think it's my little 2-egg quiche with meat and cheese in it, Thursday's filet, and Friday is leftover swordfish because Greg got such a big piece. And so that I already know what I'm having for the week. And so it'll just be, maybe it'll be an adjustment. Maybe there wasn't enough swordfish for leftover Friday. And so I had to supplement it with like maybe a couple of hard-boiled eggs or something like that, or more cottage cheese with the baby butter lettuce, that sort of thing. And so, but I stick to it. And there's something about having the food plan in there that's thank you. Thank you. Now, I created it. I put the food in, right? I planned the menu for the week, but I'm not going to start screwing around with it when I get to that day. It's like, oh, I really don't want steak tips. Well, they're there. They've been purchased. They've been, partially smoked in the big green egg. And so now I'm going to finish sauteing them with butter on top of the stove. And by the way, just as an aside, have you ever had ghee? Ghee 4, I think it is. And the pink Himalayan salt ghee. Oh, yeah. They have a Madagascar vanilla, which I'm going to purchase tomorrow. It's on sale at Whole Foods this week. And if you're connected with Prime, then you get another 10% off. But, oh, yes. So, when I reheat the steak, but I got a little off track with that. But the point is that I stay true to not only my tracker, but my keto program and my goal for me, the big deal is to stay keto, stay satiated, stay tracked, use the foods that I know work for me. More protein, less veggies, And that's as simple as it gets. And I have OMAD, 1 meal a day, and I intermittent fast. So I go 23, 24 hours from meal to meal. I do have 2 fatty coffees along the way, and that works for me. And I supplement with mineral waters with the Celtic crystals on my tongue, followed by a swig of the mineral water. I used to drink things like Poland Spring and La Croix, but I gave them up when I turned to mineral water. So I get a little something, something in everything I have. There's quality, there's wholesomeness, there's health in everything that I eat or drink, right? Okay, you tracking me with that? And so it just works, but I stay true to me because at the end of the day, you can't make me eat something I don't want to. I am the captain of my destiny, and I choose today to just remain consistent and true to what I've got planned. It just works. It's not a boo-hoo thing. It's not a, suck it up fluffy type thing. It's like, so I know I'm having the steak tips, so I get excited about the steak tips. And I know that like I could saute it in Amish butter, Kerrygold butter, Organic Valley butter, the pink Himalayan ghee, the Organic Valley ghee, coconut oil, or the beef tallow. I've got 7 options for sauteing the steak tips. And so I can get excited about the flavor about that because each one of those 7 that I mentioned is a different flavor, right? I could use avocado oil. I could use macadamia nut oil too, but I use the macadamia nut oil on my lettuce leaves. My very small salad used to be big like this, and now it is just this tiny, what you would call a dinner salad, And so that's how it works for me. I just stay steady. So I can come to you each day and be who I am, what I'm doing, what I'm having, consistent. And I try to share that not in a, this is, bragging or whatever word you might put in, just to show you that weaving in day after day after day of being steady and consistent is the turtle. Okay? It's slow motion, it gets you there, and it gets you the successes that you want. You're staying true to yourself, and each day builds in esteem and authenticity and just staying true to your program. And, and if you have to tweak, that's fine. That's not what I'm saying. There's perfectly perfect to tweak, like to shave your vegetables and say, well, Sarah keeps talking about these vegetables. Is that the irritation I'm feeling? Am I like at that age, like she talks about, where like veggies are almost too irritable in the bowels? Did this happen to me too? Have I just not paid attention? Or am I fine with a load of veggies every day? Whatever works for you. But suddenly, something might stop working and you're still, pushing for that. And it's like, no, tweak it, try it. See if something works or doesn't work. Maybe not having a buttered coffee, maybe having a dry fast from your meal to your meal, having 1 meal a day instead of 2 meals a day, maybe having, pushing off that second meal and making it a little bit later in the day. And then there's the dinner. So I'm thinking like maybe a 3-hour window of eating, noon to 3. You have your eggs with cheese or bacon or sausage or something like that at noon, and then at dinner time or, earlier in the day with a shorter window, you have your piece of protein, maybe a veggie or 2, maybe, a lettuce salad, something, if you still are having it. Or maybe, just trying a 0 carb, no other things except meat one day, just different things. And so it's very, very interesting, but it's slow and steady. It's thought out. There's nothing mindless or thoughtless or careless about your food program anymore. You are really taking better and better care of yourself with the items you purchase, with how you treat you know, I call my food and my coffee, they're sacred items, you know. I got here from eating crap. You know, there was nothing sacred about what I was putting in my body. I just was always hungry and just wanted to fill up on crap because I could, you know, especially like in Weight Watchers, counting points. And I had plenty of points so I could get away with it and blah, blah, eh. And so now, you know, I'm very careful and cautious about what I'm having, and it's a beautiful thing. So listen, thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad you're here, and I will see you the next time. This has been Sarah, the turtle, slow and steady, winning the race with consistency. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye for now.